Hey everybody, it is good to check to make sure I got the volume. So if you can hear me, post up. I've got a bunch of new toys going on in here, and we're sure if we've got the volume. So post up if you can hear me. Everything looks good on our side, so we'll go ahead. But I wanted to go through a few things. One, welcome to the new studio. And we're excited to be in it. It's not going to be perfect for the first couple of runs, but I'm pretty excited to get this close. We're going to be able to do a lot of stuff in a much bigger room. We've got it much better than we've done. So if you missed the old race shop, then you're going to be sad because probably won't go back over there very much. Maybe a couple of times this year we'll go back over there, but we're going to be in here for the majority of the shows going forward. If you've never watched Sticky Live before, now's the perfect time to start watching. Perfect. Thanks, Cody, for saying that you can see us or hear us. Because we're going to cover a whole bunch of things this season. This is season 3 of Sticky Live. We'll do about 10 episodes through the summer. And we're going to try and get to a whole bunch of stuff that we've never covered before. And this is going to be one of those episodes. So today we're going to be talking about spring theory and what springs do and how they're made and all of those things. But before we get started on that, I did want to do a couple of things. There's been some stuff on the interwebs on Facebook that I wanted to just kind of bring up and chat a little bit about, and got the Hall effect going. Is there let me see if we've got a view of me somewhere in here. Oh yeah, a little bit. All right, we'll move it over there. We can fix it. See, there you go. That's why we got Mr. Blackwell to help us figure out how to get some of those things taken care of. But what I wanted to do is cover. So Adam Sipple had been actually asking a few things about the score race this weekend. There's a lot of commentary around that. So what I wanted to do was address and chat through a few things, and I've actually talked to a couple other folks about it. I thought now would be a perfect time to do that. So one of them is, it's all going to be a little bit around 17.5 because that's what folks were asking about. So as everybody knows, I run it. Reese runs it. We're huge fans of the class. We're huge fans of all the classes, but that's the one that we've chose to kind of spend our time on. And it's a pretty competitive class. I would say that it's no more competitive than Mod Sprint or any other class. In fact, 21.5 is incredibly competitive right now. 31 cars have found in. But what I think is interesting is that the speed difference between 17.5 and 21.5 adds a little bit of an element to it. And obviously we're on the list, so we can't run 21.5. But what I wanted to talk about is, why is there a little bit of a gap? And Sipple asked a couple of questions that I wanted to address. One is, and I'll kind of go in order of some of the things that were brought up. So for batteries, I can tell you that I've witnessed Wendell buying his batteries from the same place that I do. It's Little Indy, and we get our SMC packs there. I don't know how many SMC packs there that are sold there, but Bobby's doing a heck of a job selling packs because we buy all of our packs there, and go by and see them. The ones that we were running this weekend in our cars were actually from, we had one pack that was from the brand new black cases. If you see them, you'll see they have black, and then we had one that was from the printed cases, which means probably it was from a March, April buy. And then we went into the whole pandemic thing and didn't get to run them. But there's nothing there. I saw Wendell, he literally bought his in the same box that mine came in. So I don't think there's anything going on there. And it's great to support local hobby shops anyhow. So if you get a chance or you want to get a hold of Bobby, get some packs. The other thing that came up was motors. I want to give you a little bit of history. I know our motors, one was out of the most recent batches that came in, which was supposedly the bad batch. Reese had one of those in. I think that it was expertly tuned by one of the best guys that does that, and he's partnered with us, and we're excited about it. We've had a lot of success since we started working with him. And in fact, I would give him a lot of the credit to getting us on par with everybody in motors. But we got those from Beach RC, which is where we split it between Beach. If he's got them, we'll get them from Brent. If he doesn't have them, we buy them from A-Main. Those particular motors came in a group of 4 that we bought from Beach RC. And like I said, they were the bad batch that folks came on and told us, but it was good enough for a win Saturday night. My motor that was in my car dated back to the Dixie Nats. It's the time frame, so it was the last race. I guess it wouldn't be Dixie Nats that was open. It was the whatever the Indy race was, is when that motor was done and bought. So it would have been a couple of batches of motors ago, and I stood in line and I saw the guys' motors in that, and I can tell you that they had nothing on us, and visually I can tell you they had nothing on anybody there. So one of the other things that I did want to mention is there were a few things that I think are special. One, if you're not buying bearings from Wendell and I think they're was it Track Products. His bearings are some of the best right now. They're the cheapest and the best bearings. They're ABEC 9 bearings, and he's got a bunch of them, so get with the Track Product guys. What's changed? That was one of the questions that come up. Why have the cars gotten faster, significantly faster? Well, there's a couple reasons. One, the track has changed. There's more banking in the track. I personally went on the track and tested the banking to make sure that it was it was calibrated perfectly, and it was. So I can personally say that I know that the banking is good because I wrote it myself. The second thing that's helped is the MR Customs bodies, and the downforce that's created out of those bodies when they're properly hung is nothing like we've had before. In fact, I wouldn't say they're aero sensitive, but you've got to know how to hang one of those bodies. Spend a little bit of time on it. If you haven't had an opportunity to really do it, get with pretty much anybody that's in 17.5 that kind of is in that top group, and we'll help you hang it because there are a few things that you need to know. I wouldn't say that there's a whole lot of tricks to it, but I would say that there's a specific way of doing it that will generate more downforce than other ways. And you've got to seal the nose off on those bodies. And if you go back, look at the videos, look at the photographs from the weekend, you're going to see pretty much everybody is hung exactly the same. Is it me or are you breaking up? I don't know. Anybody else having that problem? Let's see, I'm getting good sound out of here. Maybe I'll move it up a little bit. How about now? We'll try it up here. Somebody else give me a holler. Says, up, looks like a couple of folks were doing it. So we'll go on. The next kind of piece of the puzzle is really around the tires, and I was going to bring in our box of tires and everything and kind of show those to everybody. Personally, we went through one set of tires that didn't have some issue. I actually chunked a set in my EDM. When I decided to try a high pass, which involved hitting the same problem here. I wonder what's causing. Let's see. We'll spend 1 second here and see if we can solve through this. Let me check the internet connection. If you've watched the show before, you know that we have a janky internet sometimes. So let me make sure we're on the right. No, we're good there. Well, we'll keep going. We'll see if Let me see if changing the battery, is it the video that's breaking up or the audio? Post that up. And we'll go from there. Always an absolute pleasure breaking in a new place. So let me see. How do we get this thing even out of there? Good night. We'll change this battery real quick, see if it's audio. Let's see. Positive. All right, how about now? Can anybody hear me better? How about now? All right, let's see if that works. So I was back on a couple of other, your audio, you're on auto tune, like new rappers, drop some bars, Sticky. Let's see. It's picking up. How about now? Is that working better? I think I found it. Somebody post up. I think I figured out. Let's see. How about, so is it still doing it? Is it better? Timmy Howell says, yep. The question is it better or worse? Is it better? Post up on that. Let's see. I think that fixed it. All right, how about now? We'll give it a second for you guys to catch up to my question. So I think we had two mics rolling is what the problem was. Let's see. Well, since nobody is posting, I'll assume we're good. And then I'll look back over here in a second. So if we're not, then we'll begin again. So the other things that I wanted to kind of mention, like I said, so if you missed it when we were breaking up, the track's gotten faster because of the increased banking. The bodies have made us significantly faster because we figured out how to get a lot more downforce than we could get with the nor'easters that we had last year, significant amount. And I think I'd have to go back and check, but I think everybody was on actually the Gen 1 MR Customs bodies. Maybe somebody else that was running can tell me, but I think that pretty much we were. I know both of us had switched off our Gen 2 bodies. We're on our Gen 1 bodies, so I thought it made the car a little more consistent. The other thing that kind of the third thing is and I think this is one of the more important things, is the tire additive or tire dope or tire sauce or sticky icky. Across the board, whether you're using the track product stuff or you're using sticky icky, the formulas have changed significantly. And if you go to Sticky Icky's website, you can see what the breakdown was. Is it still working? Let's see. Go fast internet. Says is not the audio. You are freezing about every 20 seconds. You're buffering every few, freezing up. And let's see, why would that be? Let's do one other thing. If you're not familiar with our fantastic audio here in Rock Hill, South Carolina, then that is one of our favorite things on this show that we get hit with on occasion. Let's see. Is it any better now? I'll wait for you guys. Stop stealing your neighbor's internet. I think that's what it is, Jason. Good Lord. Let's see. We'll see if we keep buffering. We did have actually an audio issue that we fixed through. So let's see. All right, I'll keep going and we'll see. And if not, what we'll do, I'll let me run. Let's see what our speed test looks like here. Solving problems on the air. That's what I like to do. Let's see. How about now? Is it better? I've actually got a lot of internet, so it's not that. Captions on also. I don't know how to do that. You guys figure that one out. Let's see. All right, so fraught with problems on Sticky Icky Live tonight. We'll get it. We'll get them solved out one by one here. I don't know why we would be. So Jake says we're good. We're good. All right, we'll give it a try. So if you go to Sticky Icky, you can see what all of the drivers across all of the different groups where we posted up. And if we missed somebody, apologize for that. But there was a lot of cars on Zero, which didn't exist last year. It came out after the Fountain Inn race last year, which is faster. We happen to be on 4, but I know Tickle and everybody else was on. So on that. So that was that's the big story there. If you have any questions around what everybody was running, stop by, see us. We'll help you out, figure it out. I'll make a couple of other comments that came up. One is being full throttle is not a measurement of fast. In fact, you can be full throttle and be very slow. What you really need to look at is the corner speeds. In every track that we go to, especially when you're 21.5 and 17.5, it's a little better in 17.5 than 21.5. But you've got to have a really good car through the corners. And that means you've got to have it rotating. You got to have the nose sealed down. You've got to have it turning. And that's going to tell you where it's at. So go out, find whoever the fast guys are, Jody Miller, Matt Rogers, Jake Bridges, a lot of those guys. And if you can get on the track at the same time they are, get a little space and run behind them. See if you can get in front of them and see where they're catching you, or you're getting a gap on them. And that'll give you a good idea where your car's off, and then go work on that. So let's see, still freezing. It's freezing every couple seconds. Well, I'll tell you what I'm going to do. It's at the I think it's close to the half-hour mark anyhow. What we'll do, we'll call this one. We'll go back, try and figure out what's wrong with it, and then we'll do springs next week. I was on, there you go. So Jason was on G2, which is the track products. Let's see. I don't think the view will ever be good. Let me go through a few of these now that I've got time to look at what you guys were saying. Let's see. You're on auto-tune like the new rappers. Drop some bars, Sticky. Let's see. About every 3 words, you're breaking up bad. Let's see. Lag, good thing if it's not. Let's see. I was on G2. Let's just make sure that we've got everything over here working good. And we do. So let me do this. I'll reset everything. I'll join you back in a second. Come on back.